Hello, I'm Mai, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to my mellow life. This video is going to be about some questions that I've received on my videos that just probably needed more like a detailed answer than just in the comments. I have answered some of them already in the comments, but I think this video would probably like clear some stuff up, so there's no more questions. I mean, it's okay to have more questions, it's just probably like give more details to some of these answers. I would like to start off with a thank you to anybody who's still supporting this channel, as well as people who have come up to my Twitch streams. As you know, I stream every Friday to Sunday, 8 p.m. British Summer Time, except for Saturdays, 12 p.m. British Summer Time. And during August, we have been fundraising. Well, we had fundraised for Young Lives vs. Cancer at the charity that has helped me and is still helping me, and they are just an amazing charity based in the UK. So I appreciate anybody who has come by and dropped a follow or like just chatted with me for a little bit, people who have generously donated to the charity. The campaign is now over, so thank you so much. We have raised, funnily enough, 770 quid, which is amazing, and I really appreciate anybody who dropped by for a little while. It was very nice. The VODs will be coming this month, so you'll be seeing some of the stream VODs on the YouTube channel, and I will usually like put them unlisted after a while so it doesn't clutter the YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm wearing my merch. We have some t-shirts, some hoodies, and like other stuff. I will link it in below. It's with my logo that's I have mostly for my streaming and gaming, but if you are fond of penguins, yeah, that's a nice logo. There's like a mug who don't want to really wear anything merchy, so yeah, just check it out if you want to. Just to clarify, I think the t-shirt and the hoodies are shipped from America, so there's gonna be a little bit of a fee for those who are gonna order outside of the US. Let's go on to the questions. So questions that might need more details answering. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It will really help the algorithm. And if you have any more questions, you can pop them in the comments, and I will try to answer them as soon as I can. Why there wasn't a chemo after the first surgery? I've been asking myself that a lot. I'm quite disappointed that there wasn't, but with my type of cancer, I was trying to reassure myself that it's probably because we thought I was clear. I literally had a CT scan right after the surgery, so it was like there shouldn't be anything in there, so I thought I was clear. So there was no need for chemo in the doctor's eyes. I trusted that. I was quite disappointed that the checkup I had in September, even though I asked for a CT scan, I was just like refused because I had the scan so early before. So we could have caught the metastasis earlier, but we don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, it's very like an I don't know question, because I had my scan like right away after I got my national insurance and stuff, like after February, so it got quite fast to the chemo I had the first time I had it around, which was summer of 2019, a year after the first surgery. How do you get checked for this, or how do I stumble upon it? I was very lucky enough that I've read somewhere in a magazine or online that because women are prone to like a lot of gynae related cancers, like cervical cancer and stuff like that, that I should get annual checkup. And I was also on the pill, which helped me regulate my menstruational cycle and like my hormones. So just got a yearly checkup, and you know what happened, that the year after, she apparently already saw it. She didn't tell me. It grew 2 centimeters, so it was like a little kick in the butt, I guess. So get your preventive checkups, you know. It is recommended to get every 2 years for a healthy body, to get like a normal full body physical exam. So, you know, it never hurts to go, even though you're not hurting. because I had no symptoms at all, so this was very like taking care of your health. What do you get checked in your annual checkup? I think this is referred to gyno. So my gynecology checkups are usually like just checking the inside of the vagina. You can also get tested if you want to for STDs and stuff, and they do like an ultrasound, like, so it's like an inside ultrasound, and they take your temperature and just check if everything's fine. So that's all that they get checked. Wait, how did they decide to remove the myoma? This is actually quite interesting. So I think it's only because it was a quote-unquote weird-looking myoma, and it grew rapidly, like 2 centimeters, 2 or 3, let's say. I think it was 2 centimeters in the span of few months, which is quite fast. So they just decided to act quickly and just remove it. And after a while, they got the histology results back with it being, you know, PEComa. And then they decided to probably remove the womb just in case there's any remnants of it and stuff like that. And there was, so happy with that. The trial question mark. I stumbled upon this very luckily. So I've joined this group, support group, and they were talking about what other treatments they are on and like trials and stuff like that. And there were people also from the US and like Canada, and there was like a face-to-face meeting with all of these people. And this one particular lady was on this trial, which I really want to get on, which is nab-sirolimus. And it's basically sirolimus, but also like covered in some sort of substance that can stay in your body longer. She's basically right now NED, like there's no signs of cancer in her body after it being everywhere in her body. She was an older lady, and she didn't know about this disease in her body until it was like quote unquote nearly too late. So this trial was kind of lucky. And I'm just trying to get on it in the UK. It is currently in an extended access to London, Royal Marsden, and my doctor in Christie is trying to just get it into Christie, so I don't have to travel all the way to London for this, which is nice. So at the moment, the cancer is growing 0.4 centimeters every few months, so it's like growing not that fast without any treatment. There was also a question about my religion and spiritual beliefs. This might be a very touchy subject to some people, so you can skip through this if you want to. I am an atheist. I do not believe in anything or anyone for that matter. And but my parents, well, I know that my mom is a Buddhist, which is cool. I respect all of your religion, and I really appreciate all of your prayers, regardless of my beliefs or yours. So I do appreciate that. There was a question about how much radiation in each CAT scan is given, or a CT scan. Is it safe? Like, there is a side effect of CAT scans to give you cancer, right? But for people who already have cancer or like on a treatment, it so outweighs the negatives of the CT scan. It's better to know what's happening in your body than completely not know if the treatments or if no treatments are progressing with your cancer and stuff. So definitely it's safer than not having it at all. May I ask, how many lesions do you have in your lungs? So the cancer has spread to both of my lungs. It's inside of them and on the walls of the lungs as well. The biggest one is on the right side and like around 4 centimeters, and the small one is like around 2 to 3 centimeters on my left side. And also like I'm covered in like hundreds of small lesions. So it's like, it's everywhere, and yeah, it's just there. What does terminal cancer mean? It basically means incurable. So terminal can equal incurable, or equals in my case. I like to say that it's terminal. Some people might prefer the word incurable. I know it sounds kind of rough because it's terminal, like you're gonna die, but like I don't know how long I have. I thought I would die much earlier than I already, like I thought I would have been gone by now, like so I'm very happy that I'm still here. Yeah, I'm sorry. What's PEComa? In shortness, PEComa stands for I'm not gonna pronounce that. So this is what it stands for, somewhere over here. It's a type of cancer called sarcoma that affects the soft tissues. So like, weirdly enough, it likes to metastate in the lungs most of the times. And mine started in the womb as a growth, and now it's just chilling in the lungs. What chemo did I get? This is the answer. Yeah, it was quite strong chemo, so I cannot get on that chemo again. But there's always chemo options if I would like to go on any other chemo treatments. So there's also a question about my education, studying and work. So I haven't studied any universities. I didn't want to study. But in my last 2 years of quote-unquote high school in Czech, equivalent of high school, I have decided not to continue my studies and just start working and to just make money and then move to the UK. I don't think I had aspired to become anything career-wise, even though it would be probably nice to have university. It felt weird. I didn't want to do it. So I am only high school graduate, the equivalent of A-levels in the UK, so I could potentially go to the university if I want to, but at the moment I'm not studying or working. I have previously, in my past, I have worked as a shop assistant at a cashier desk or like around the store, and I have also worked in a storage unit as multiple things, and I also worked as a care assistant, which was very mentally draining. I thought I couldn't do it because like the first day I nearly cried. It was very like emotional, and in my opinion I'm a very emotional person, but I can like handle stuff a bit more considering, so I nearly basically quit, but I'm glad I didn't. And now just at the moment I'm not working because of the unpredictability of my cancer. There was a question about any other chemo options or treatment options in general. So I can't have the first chemo I talked about, as that was the highest dosage I could receive of that type of chemo. But yes, there are other options I could go through to treat my cancer. There are surgical options that could potentially happen if it outweighs the negative of the surgery. There are pills, so oral treatments. There are other chemo treatments that I could potentially go to. But again, because there is no cure, it's just like a shot in the dark, and whichever could work, it would work. So that's that. And also, at the moment, I do not need any treatments as I am quote-unquote healthy, because I don't feel any symptoms. And I won't, apparently, by the rate it's growing, until like a couple of years or a few years down the line. So I'm happy about that. And also kind of scared because I don't feel anything. Even the first time around, I didn't feel any symptoms. Just crazy. I had another question saying, if you remove the PEComa, does it help? In shortness, yes at the moment, but probably not. So as first time around, we've seen that when they removed it in my womb and the womb itself, when I had a hysterectomy, it metastated within a year in my lung. So it would probably help at that time, but not in like a long run because it's already in my bloodstream. So I hope that answers that. Do I smoke, or did I smoke before this? So it does sound kind of funny that it's a cancer in my lungs and not a lung cancer. I do not smoke. I've never smoked. I have asthma, so I'd probably not be very well if I smoked on asthma. Do not smoke. I never have and never will. So maybe a controversial question. Do I have any vaccines against COVID? So during the years of 2020 and 2021 and even now, because of the isolation and like quarantining and like everything else, COVID pandemic, it's still happening. I have definitely isolated myself more inside my home, and I have gotten all my COVID jabs. I think I had the ASTRAZENECA one, and I had a booster, Moderna. The only negative or side effect I had was just pain on my arm. I got the vaccine in, and like feeling a little flu-like symptoms the day of or the day after. I also get every year my flu vaccinations, as well as my husband, as he is also my carer. So we both get those at the same time, even like him getting the COVID vaccines. Detailed question, if a biopsy actually happened. Yes, that is the reason why I know that the PEComa is in my lung. Because the UK, Christy has referred me to like a biopsy in Wythenshawe, and they had performed a biopsy and the results came in with PEComa. So that's the only reason I was re-diagnosed in the UK in the first place, because the Czech hospital wasn't able to communicate that with my Christie's hospital. And even though I had all the information on like doctor's note to translate it, they still needed the tissue results and stuff, but they didn't communicate it well enough. So I definitely had a biopsy done, and just to confirm that it's a PEComa. As somebody asked about my eczema and asthma thing, so I have struggled with this all my life. It was bad. It has its moments. It goes bad, and then it's fine for a few years, and it's bad again. The eczema part, the worst time is usually like allergy seasons, like spring, summer, and just the beginning of fall. Because I react to things with my skin rather than internally. So for example, I remember this time when I was 7th grade, we did a ski trip with my class, and I had a really severe allergic reaction to the sun. And from then on, I had bad allergic reactions where my face would swell up, and like my skin that would be reacting to the sun during summer would swell up. I would look like a red tomato. And like later on in life, I would realize that I could combat that with icing it like something cold to keep the swelling down. And then the only downside to this is my skin would get very, very dry the day after, and I would get these patches of redness and dry skin on my face, and it would just not look pretty. I'm still on steroid creams. I'll only use them when it's very bad and severe. But then I have like these other creams that combat it. I have to keep moisturizing, even though I get lazy. And what I've learned is hot showers are super great, as in stimulating scratching, but are very bad for you because it will dry your skin. So don't do that. But cold showers are actually very good for just soothing the skin so it doesn't get itchy. As for my medicine, so I just have like just creams that would keep my skin hydrated, and like steroid creams like corticoid creams, only like when it's very bad and very necessary. So I usually have 1 or 2 tubes just for the summertime, just in case, and keep myself hydrated. I need to do that. I sometimes forget and get lazy. Shouldn't. I take antihistamines, and during summer or springtime or both, I have like nose sprays to combat the allergy seasons, hay fever and stuff, and I have an inhaler just in case. I don't usually need it, but there was times with my asthma where I would get this very bad cough, and I didn't know why. It would be like a year-long cough, and then when I took it up with my allergy doctor in Czech, she would explain that it was probably asthma. But my asthma is not treated at the moment because I don't need to really. So I just have this emergency inhaler in case I get wheezy. I get wheezy very rarely. Like if I do something like, for example, when I started going gym, I would get wheezy after like cardio. So it would usually happen during cardio or after cardio, or when, this is very weird, like when the pressure changes during storms or like during rain, I would have to puff an inhaler in because I couldn't breathe properly. But asthma just means I don't use my lungs to full capacity. I think I combated that when I was younger, when I would be in a choir. I would be signed up for a choir and would sing and train my lungs to take in more air. So that would be good actually. So I think there's recommended things to do like swimming or like singing, like stuff that would use up your lungs a bit more and just train them. Sometimes it's good to like not eat a certain product for a while and then try it again and see if that was the thing that would cause your flare-ups, etc. so that's good. I know sort of my allergies, so like I'm allergic to dog hair, cat hair, like animal hair in general, hay fever. Before chemo I was allergic to the sun. After chemo I am completely fine. And I think, which is kind of funny, chemo kind of gave me superpowers, and also like chemo brain. And I used to be allergic to some alcohols before chemo. But I think that's just my Asian genes, to be fair. I think it's quite known that Southeast Asians are, some of them, we lack an enzyme that will break alcohols. Yeah, it's just chemistry, you know, great things. So I think that's it for my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.